What if the relentless pursuit of another person is the very thing that pushes them away? True attraction is not a hunt, it is a force of gravity. It is not about chasing, but about becoming so grounded in your own power that the right person is naturally drawn into your orbit. Stop chasing, start attracting the right woman. Compiled and published by Stoic Dominion. Lesson 1. Inner stillness builds magnetic energy. Imagine a deep, ancient lake, nestled high in the mountains. Its surface is like glass, perfectly still, reflecting the sky with flawless clarity. It does not churn or thrash to get attention. It does not need to. Its profound stillness creates a powerful magnetic presence. Animals are drawn to its shores to drink, travelers seek it out for its peace, and the very air around it feels charged with a quiet power. Now, imagine a shallow, noisy stream, crashing over rocks, constantly moving, fighting its way forward. It is full of frantic energy, but it has no depth, no gravity. The inner conflict for so many men is that they live like the noisy stream. They believe that attraction is a game of action, of constant pursuit, of making noise to be noticed. This creates a frantic, anxious energy, a neediness that is broadcasted with every rapid-fire text, every interruption in conversation, every nervous attempt to fill a moment of silence. This constant motion, born from a place of inner turmoil, is mistaken for effort, but it is deeply unsettling to others. It makes them feel unseen and unheard, as if they are merely an audience for a performance of anxiety. This energy signals a lack of a calm center, a man whose peace is dependent on something outside of himself. This energy does not attract, it repels. The transformative solution is to cultivate inner stillness, the foundation of all magnetic energy. This is the practice of becoming the deep, calm lake. It is a conscious shift from a state of external doing to a state of internal being. The core idea, drawn from the deepest wells of Stoic wisdom, is that true power is not loud, it is quiet. In a world saturated with noise and distraction, the man who is comfortable in his own silence possesses a rare and commanding authority. A mind that is at peace with itself, that is not constantly agitated by need or fear, radiates a powerful and serene energy. This stillness is not emptiness or passivity. It is a state of immense, concentrated potential. It communicates that you are self-sufficient, that your emotional well-being is not up for negotiation, and that you are the source of your own peace. This is the rarest and most attractive form of energy in the modern world. It makes others feel calm and secure in your presence, and they become naturally curious about the source of your profound composure, wanting to get closer to the quiet strength you embody. To begin cultivating this inner lake, you must practice the art of doing nothing. The first actionable step is to schedule 5 minutes of absolute silence into your day. No phone, no music, no distractions. Simply sit in a chair and focus on the sensation of your own breath. Your mind will wander. Your only job is to gently, without judgment, bring it back to the silence. This is not about emptying the mind, but about learning to be with the mind without being controlled by it. The second step is to practice mindful listening. The next time you are in a conversation, make your sole intention to understand what the other person is saying, not to formulate your own clever response. Absorb their words without needing to immediately react. Allow for pauses. This builds the muscle of receptive stillness and makes the other person feel deeply valued. The third step is to spend time in nature. Walk through a forest or sit by a body of water and simply observe. Nature operates with a powerful stillness. By immersing yourself in it, you begin to absorb its rhythm. The benefits of cultivating inner stillness are life-altering. The frantic, needy energy that once defined your interactions will be replaced by a calm, magnetic gravity. You will find that you need to do less to achieve more. People will begin to open up to you more freely, drawn to the safety and security that your presence provides. Your anxiety around dating and relationships will plummet because your self-worth will no longer be tied to external reactions. You become the calm center, the eye of the storm, a man whose peace is generated from within and is therefore unshakable. Your practice is not to try and be still, but to simply allow stillness. For the next hour, consciously slow down your movements and your breathing by 10%. Inhabit your body and feel the powerful energy that resides in a state of calm. Inner stillness creates the foundation, but this foundation must be built on the bedrock of unshakable self-worth, independent of anyone else's opinion. Next, we will explore how to choose the solid ground of self-respect over the shifting sands of external validation. Please subscribe to Stoic Dominion to continue this journey into your own power. Lesson 2. Self-respect over external validation. Imagine an archer who, instead of aiming at a solid, unmoving target, tries to aim at the shadow of a bird flying across the sky. His entire stance is reactive. He twists and turns, his aim is frantic, and he is completely at the mercy of the bird's unpredictable flight. He has given away all his power to the shadow. This is the inner conflict of a man who prioritizes external validation over self-respect. He is the archer, and the fleeting shadow is the approval of others, particularly the woman he desires. His sense of worth is not anchored in his own character or values, but is entirely dependent on her texts, her smiles, her validation. He lives in a state of constant, low-grade anxiety, waiting for the next notification, performing mental gymnastics to decode the meaning of an emoji, and feeling his mood plummet if a reply takes too long. He constantly checks his phone, analyzes her words, and changes his behavior to better match what he thinks she wants to see. This desperate chase for the shadow is exhausting and demeaning. It communicates that his own values are for sale, that his identity is negotiable, and that her opinion is more important than his own self-respect. This lack of an internal anchor is deeply unattractive because it signals a man who does not know his own worth. The transformative solution is to learn to choose self-respect over external validation every single time. This means you must turn away from the fleeting shadow and plant your own target firmly in the ground. The core idea is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Your character is the only thing that is truly yours, and virtue is the only true good. Another person's opinion of you is an external indifferent. It is outside your control and has no bearing on your actual worth. Self-respect is born from living in alignment with your own values, from knowing that you acted with integrity, courage, and honesty. It is an internal metric of success. When you prioritize this internal scorecard over the external one, you reclaim your power. You become the archer who is steady, focused, and powerful because his target is not moving. This self-possession is the foundation of genuine confidence, and it is infinitely more attractive than any pleasing performance. Your internal compass becomes your guide, and its needle doesn't waver based on the weather of someone else's mood. To make this crucial shift, you must first define what you respect in yourself. The first actionable step is to write down 3 values that are non-negotiable for you. Honesty, discipline, ambition, kindness. These are the rings of your target. Be specific. What does honesty look like in your daily actions? What does discipline mean for your schedule? The second step is to make a conscious decision that your goal is to embody these values, not to win approval. Before you send a text or make a decision, ask yourself, is this action a reflection of the man I respect? Not, will she like this? The third step is to practice sitting with the discomfort of non-validation. The next time you don't get the instant reply you were hoping for, resist the urge to panic or send a follow-up. Instead, turn your focus back to your own life, your own work, your own purpose. Use that moment as a training session to strengthen your self-reliance. The benefits of this shift are profound. You will be liberated from the emotional roller coaster of seeking approval. Your anxiety will dissolve, replaced by a deep and abiding sense of self-worth that no one can take away from you. You will begin to act with a natural confidence that is authentic and compelling. This clarity will extend to all areas of your life, improving your decision-making and focus now that you are guided by a stable internal compass. Paradoxically, when you stop chasing the shadow of her validation, she is more likely to become curious about the solid target you are so intently focused on. You become a man of substance, not a performer. Your practice is to identify one area where you have been seeking external validation. Make a conscious choice today to take one action in that area that is based purely on your own values and self-respect, regardless of the outcome or the reaction. Once your self-respect is your anchor, you can begin to engage with others from a place of strength, not need. This leads to the powerful and counterintuitive art of detachment. Next, we will explore how emotional detachment, born from self-sufficiency, creates a natural and powerful form of attraction. To join us, please comment with one value you are committing to live by. Lesson 3. Detachment creates natural attraction. Picture a magnificent, wild horse, powerful and free. A man who wants to capture it might chase it relentlessly. The more he chases, the more the horse, sensing his desperate, grasping energy, flees. He exhausts himself and only drives the object of his desire further away. Now, imagine another man. He does not chase. He goes to the middle of the field, builds a quiet fire, and tends to his own affairs. He is calm, self-contained, and focused on his own world. The horse, whose nature is curious, eventually stops running. It sees the calm, steady fire, feels the non-threatening energy, and slowly, of its own volition, approaches the man to investigate. The inner conflict for many men is that they act like the first man. They believe that to get what they want, they must pursue it with frantic energy. This chasing mindset is rooted in a fear of loss and a sense of lack. It communicates neediness, and neediness is the enemy of attraction. It puts immense pressure on the other person, forcing them into the role of the quarry, the thing to be captured. This dynamic is based on anxiety, not confidence, and it almost always fails. The transformative solution is to become the man with the quiet fire, to practice the art of detachment. In the context of attraction, detachment is not about being cold, aloof, or uncaring. It is the calm, confident state of being completely fine, whether you get the outcome you desire or not. The core Stoic principle here is the dichotomy of control. You can control your own actions, your own character, and your own inner state. You cannot control another person's feelings, decisions, or level of attraction to you. Chasing is the futile attempt to control the uncontrollable. Detachment is the wisdom to focus only on what is yours, building the most excellent, warm, and interesting fire you can. Your fire is your purpose, your passions, your self-respect. When you have your own source of warmth, you are not desperately seeking it from another. When your happiness is not dependent on a specific person's response, you are liberated. You can interact freely, authentically, and without the anxious energy that repels. This self-sufficiency is the fire that creates curiosity and warmth, drawing others in naturally. This is the great paradox of attraction. The more you demonstrate through your calm demeanor that you don't need a relationship to be whole, the more you become the kind of man a woman wants to be with. To cultivate this powerful state of detachment, you must shift your focus inward. The first actionable step is to adopt an abundance mindset. Remind yourself that you are whole and complete on your own. Your life is already full of purpose and value, with or without a partner. A relationship is something that can add to your life, not something that is required to complete it. Write down 3 things in your life right now that bring you fulfillment, entirely separate from another person. The second step is to have a best alternative plan. Know what you will do, how you will continue to build your excellent life if a particular interaction does not go the way you hope. This removes the desperation from the equation, because the alternative to this one person is not loneliness, but your own awesome, purpose-driven life. The third step is to practice outcome independence in your interactions. Your goal in a conversation is not to get a second date or impress her. Your goal is to express your authentic self, to have a pleasant human interaction, and to see if your values align. Focus on the process, not the prize. When you master detachment, the entire dynamic of attraction flips. You stop chasing and you start being chosen. The pressure disappears, both for you and for her. Interactions become lighter, more playful, and more authentic. You will find that you are less anxious and more confident, because your ego is not on the line with every interaction. You become the man with the fire, a source of warmth and intrigue. She is free to approach of her own curiosity, which is the only foundation for genuine, lasting attraction. Your practice is to enter your next social interaction with a new goal. not to get anything, but simply to give. To give your presence, your good humor, and your authentic self, and then to be completely detached from the result. Detachment is only possible when you have something of immense value to be focused on. The fire must be real. This leads to the most important principle of all. Next, we will discuss why your purpose must always come first, and a great relationship will naturally follow. Please like this video to help spread this message of confident self-reliance. Lesson 4. Purpose. First, a relationship follows. Imagine a great ship's captain whose sole mission is to reach a distant golden shore. This mission is his life's purpose. It dictates his course, his actions, and the discipline with which he runs his ship. Along the way, he may meet other ships. He may even invite a worthy passenger to join him on his journey, someone whose company he enjoys and who appreciates his mission. But he never, ever abandons his course for the sake of a passenger. His purpose is primary. This is the inner conflict between a man's purpose and his pursuit of a relationship. Too many men act like a captain who, upon spotting another person on a passing raft, abandons his own ship and his grand destination just to join them. In practical terms, he starts neglecting his work, his health, his friends, and his personal projects to be constantly available, to text all day, to rearrange his life around the mere possibility of a new relationship. He gives up his mission, his strength, and his command for the sake of companionship. The problem is that a woman of substance is not attracted to the man on the raft. She was attracted to the powerful captain steering his own magnificent ship. When he abandons his purpose for her, he ceases to be the man she was drawn to in the first place. He gives up the very source of his attractive energy. The transformative and non-negotiable solution is to put your purpose first and let a great relationship follow. Your purpose is your ultimate mission in life. It is your commitment to your work, your character, your personal growth, and your contribution to the world. A relationship, as wonderful as it can be, is a preferred indifferent in Stoic terms. It is a welcome passenger on your journey, but it is not the destination itself. The core idea is that a man who is passionately engaged with his own path in life radiates a powerful, masculine energy of direction and competence. This creates a strong polarity, a directional force that is naturally attractive. He is a creator, a builder, a man on a mission. This is the energy that creates a strong, stable vessel. A high-quality woman is not looking to be a man's mission. She is looking to join a man who already has one. She is drawn to the captain of the ship, not the aimless man on the raft, because the captain's ship is going somewhere exciting. To live a purpose-driven life, you must first have clarity on your mission. The first actionable step is to dedicate time to defining your purpose. What are you building? What skills are you mastering? What impact do you want to have on the world? Write it down. Make it clear and compelling. This is your destination. If you don't have a grand purpose yet, your purpose becomes the dedicated search for one through learning and new experiences. The second step is to ruthlessly organize your time and energy around this purpose. Your calendar and your daily habits should be a direct reflection of your mission. This creates a life of deliberate action, not passive reaction. Protect your time for deep work and self-improvement as if it were sacred. The third step is to consciously view dating and relationships through the lens of your purpose. Ask yourself, does this person complement my mission? Do our values align? Would she be a worthy first mate on my ship? This frames your choice from a position of strength and leadership. The benefits of this approach are immense. You will build a life that you are proud of, a life filled with meaning and accomplishment, independent of your relationship status. This self-sufficient fulfillment is the ultimate source of attractiveness. You will naturally filter for the right kind of partner, someone who is drawn to your ambition and values, not someone who wants to be the center of your universe. You will create a relationship dynamic based on two whole individuals coming together, rather than two halves trying to complete each other. You become the captain of a vessel worth boarding. Your practice is to identify the single most important task related to your purpose that you have been neglecting. Make a commitment to dedicate 1 hour of focused time to that task tomorrow, before you spend any time on dating apps or social media. A man on his purpose is a powerful force. But to protect his mission and his own well-being, he must be the sole authority on who gets to come aboard his ship. This requires strong boundaries. Next, we will explore how clear boundaries signal profound emotional strength. To show your support for this mission, please subscribe to Stoic Dominion. Lesson 5. Boundaries signal emotional strength. Imagine a sovereign kingdom, ruled by a wise and just king. The kingdom has clear, well-defined borders. These borders are not walls built to keep the world out in fear. They are a calm and confident declaration of the kingdom's domain. They signal that inside these borders, the king's laws, values, and culture are what govern. The borders are a sign of the kingdom's strength, stability, and self-respect. Now imagine a land with no borders, no clear authority. It is constantly overrun, its resources are depleted, and its people are unsettled because anyone can wander in and impose their will. This is the inner conflict of a man without boundaries. He is the land without borders. In his eagerness to be liked and to avoid conflict, he allows others to dictate his time, drain his energy, and disrespect his values. He says yes when he wants to say no. He cancels his plans at the last minute for a tentative offer from her. He allows her to change plans repeatedly without consequence. This lack of boundaries is a clear signal of weakness. It tells a woman that he does not value his own time, that his principles are negotiable, and that he lacks the emotional strength to stand up for himself. A man who cannot protect his own kingdom cannot be trusted to be a strong partner in building a life together. His lack of boundaries is not nice. It is a form of dishonesty, as it hides his own needs and breeds resentment. The solution is to establish and maintain clear, firm boundaries, which are the ultimate signal of your emotional strength and self-worth. A boundary is a simple, non-negotiable line that you draw to protect your inner kingdom. The core Stoic idea at play is that of self-governance. You are the sovereign ruler of your own mind and your own life. You have the right and the responsibility to decide what is acceptable and what is not acceptable within your domain. A boundary is not an act of aggression, it is an act of quiet authority. It is not about controlling the other person's behavior. It is about controlling what you will do in response to their behavior. For example, if you speak to me with disrespect, I will end the conversation. You are not controlling them. You are controlling your own participation. This calm self-possession is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates a man who is in command of himself and has high standards, not just for others, but for himself. To become a man of strong boundaries, you must practice clear communication. The first actionable step is to define your non-negotiables. What are the core values and standards of treatment that you will not compromise on for anyone? Know what your laws are. For example, I will not tolerate being treated as an option, or I require punctuality and respect for my time. The second step is to communicate your boundaries simply and calmly, without anger or apology. A boundary is not a threat, it is information. I have a policy of not checking my phone when I'm focused on a project. I need some time to myself tonight to recharge. I enjoy your company, but I am not looking for a purely physical relationship. The third step is the most crucial. You must be willing to enforce your boundary. If the line is crossed, you must be willing to calmly follow through on the consequence you set, whether that is ending a conversation, a date, or a relationship. A boundary without a consequence is just a suggestion. When you live with clear boundaries, your life transforms. You will immediately gain a massive amount of self-respect. You will filter out people who are not willing to respect you, saving yourself immense time and heartache. You will attract a partner who sees your boundaries not as a threat, but as a sign of your strength and integrity, which makes her feel safe and secure. You cease to be the borderless land and become the strong, sovereign kingdom. You create a space of safety and respect around you that the right person will be eager to enter. Your practice is to identify one small boundary you have been failing to enforce. For the next week, make it your primary mission to hold that line with calm, unapologetic strength, Strong boundaries are the external defense of your inner kingdom. But the ultimate power comes from governing the kingdom itself, your own emotional state. Next, we will learn how to master your emotions to positively influence the dynamics of any interaction. If you are ready to claim your sovereignty, like this video now. Lesson 6. Master emotions, influence dynamics. Imagine two ships sailing side by side. The first ship is captained by a man who is terrified of the weather. At the first sign of a cloud, he panics. When the wind picks up, he despairs. He becomes irritable with his crew, makes hasty decisions, and communicates his fear through his every action. His crew is in a constant state of anxiety because their leader is emotionally enslaved to the elements. The second ship is captained by a man who respects the weather but does not fear it. He understands its power, but he has absolute confidence in his ability to navigate it. His calm, steady hand on the wheel reassures his entire crew. His composure is contagious. He doesn't control the storm, but he controls the atmosphere on his own ship, making it a source of strength and order amidst the chaos. In any relationship, you are the captain of your own emotional ship. The other person is the captain of theirs. The dynamic between you is the weather. The inner conflict arises when we act like the first captain. We allow the other person's moods, words, or actions, the weather, to dictate our own emotional state. If she is happy, we are happy. If she is distant or in a bad mood, we become anxious and insecure, immediately wondering, what did I do wrong? We have given her the helm of our own ship. This emotional reactivity makes us unpredictable, unstable, and ultimately exhausting to be around. It kills attraction because it robs us of our leadership energy and forces her into the role of managing our feelings. The transformative solution is to become the second captain, to master your emotions and thereby positively influence the dynamic. This is the understanding that you are 100% responsible for your own emotional state, regardless of the weather. The core Stoic principle is that our emotions are not caused by external events, but by our judgments about those events. You are not anxious because she sent a short text. You are anxious because you have judged that text to mean something catastrophic. By mastering your judgments, you master your emotions. When you maintain your own internal state of calm, confident composure, you become the steadying force in the dynamic. You are the calm ship that makes the other ship feel safer in the water. Your emotional state becomes an invitation, not a reaction. This is the essence of emotional leadership. It's not about dominance, it's about stability. A woman feels free to experience her own range of emotions when she knows that your emotional state is a rock, not a leaf in the wind. To become this master and commander of your soul, you must train your emotional discipline. The first actionable step is to practice emotional labeling. When you feel a strong emotion arising in response to someone else, simply name it in your mind. Anxiety is present. A feeling of anger is here. This simple act of observation creates a space between you and the feeling, reminding you that you are the observer, not the emotion itself. The second step is to challenge the underlying judgment. Ask yourself, what story am I telling myself that is causing this feeling? Is that story 100% true? What is another more rational possibility? Question the catastrophic narrative. The third step is to consciously choose your desired state. Before you enter an interaction, decide how you want to feel. My intention for this date is to be calm, present, and curious. By setting your own emotional weather vane, you are less likely to be blown about by theirs. The benefits of this mastery are game-changing. You will break free from the exhausting cycle of emotional reactivity. You will become a source of comfort and stability in your relationships, a man whose presence is calming and reassuring. You will find that you have a quiet, powerful influence on the dynamic of your interactions. Your calm often invites calm in others. Your confidence inspires their confidence. You are no longer tossed on the waves of someone else's mood. You are the captain who, by mastering his own ship, creates a safer sea for everyone. Your practice is to identify one emotional trigger in your relationships. The next time it occurs, your only goal is to observe the feeling without acting on it. Simply watch it arise and pass like a cloud, while you hold the wheels steady. When you have mastered your inner world and your emotional state, a final, powerful shift occurs. You cease to be the one who chases, and instead, become the one who is chosen. In our final lesson, we will explore how to embody this ultimate state of being. Please support our channel by sharing this video with one friend who needs to hear it. Lesson 7. Become the prize, not the pursuer. Imagine a magnificent snow-capped mountain. It does not move. It does not advertise itself. It does not chase after climbers, begging them to scale its peaks. It simply exists, grounded, majestic, and complete in itself. Its immense gravity, its sheer presence, its inherent challenge and beauty are what draw climbers from all over the world. They are the ones who must train, prepare, and prove themselves worthy of the mountain. The mountain is the prize. This is the final and most profound inner conflict we must resolve. The conflict between seeing ourselves as the pursuer versus embodying the energy of the prize. The chasing mindset is rooted in the belief that the other person's attention and affection are the prize, and we are the contestant who must perform, compete, and win it. This framework immediately puts us in a lower status, supplicating position. It forces us into the role of the salesman, constantly trying to prove our worth, hoping the buyer will choose us. This energy is inherently insecure and ultimately pushes away the very thing we are pursuing. A person of high value is not attracted to a salesman. They are attracted to a fellow sovereign. The ultimate transformative solution is to become the prize, not the pursuer. This is not about arrogance or entitlement. It is the natural outcome of all the work you have done in the previous lessons. It is the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you are the mountain. The core idea is that you must build a life of such purpose, integrity, and self-sufficiency that your validation comes entirely from within. You are the prize because you have built yourself into one. A relationship with you is a genuine asset to a woman's life, not because of what you can give her in terms of material things, but because of the man you have become. Your stability, your purpose, your emotional mastery, your unwavering character. When you truly embody this, your mindset shifts from, "I hope she chooses me," to "I am carefully discerning who is worthy of joining me on my journey." This is not about being judgmental. It is about having high standards because you value the peace and purpose of the life you have painstakingly built. This final evolution is about embodying, not just practicing. The first actionable step is a mental shift. Start viewing yourself as the selector. In every interaction, your job is not to impress her, but to determine if she impresses you. Does she align with your values? Does she have her own purpose? Does she add to your peace or subtract from it? You are the one conducting the interview, not the one being interviewed. The second step is to be willing to walk away. This is the ultimate test of becoming the prize. You must be more committed to your standards and your inner peace than you are to any single person. If the situation is not right, you must have the strength to walk away calmly and without bitterness, knowing that your path continues regardless. The third step is to invest radically in your own mountain. Double down on your purpose, your health, your learning, and your character. The higher and stronger your mountain, the more powerful its natural gravitational pull. Make your own life so compelling that companionship becomes a wonderful addition, not a desperate need. The benefits of becoming the prize are total freedom and authentic power. You will no longer experience the anxiety and insecurity of chasing. You will attract partners who are on your level, who are drawn to your strength and completeness, leading to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. You will operate from a place of profound abundance, knowing that your value is inherent and not dependent on anyone's approval. You are the mountain. You are the destination. Those who are worthy will make the journey. Your final practice is a declaration. Look in the mirror today and say out loud, "I am building a life of value. I am the prize." Make this the core belief that informs all of your future interactions. To stop chasing and start attracting is not a change in tactics. It is a profound change in your entire being. It is the journey from the frantic stream to the calm lake, from the needy vine to the strong lighthouse, and from the hopeful pursuer to the sovereign mountain. Thank you for dedicating your time to mastering this crucial aspect of your life. The commitment to build your own inner world is the greatest investment you will ever make. If you have found value in this journey, please like this video, comment with the lesson that resonated most deeply, and subscribe to Stoic Dominion for more wisdom on the path to becoming an unshakable man.